my name is Rachel Bevilacqua, and I am one of the therapists here at Sanare Today. I run 2 of their intensive outpatient programs, and for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be going over a series with you guys. Each week, we're going to be going over different topics that we might discuss throughout the IOP program, just to kind of let you know what kind of happens in here. And at the end of each of the clips, I'm going to be providing you homework so that you can basically learn to increase your awareness around the things that we talk about, and then to also implement the new skills that I might be teaching you. If you have any questions or comments after any of the segments, feel free to leave me a message at the bottom of the page, and I can try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. So for this first week, we're going to be going over the CBT model. That stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Model. And the idea behind this model is that thoughts, feelings, and behaviors all influence each other in one way or another. It's never that one thing happens first or triggers another thing. They could happen simultaneously. They could go back and forth. The bigger idea is that all 3 of them are always present in our whole experience. Thoughts can be broken down into automatic thoughts, so the thoughts that just pop into your head without any warning. Then the other part of our thoughts could be how we respond to ourselves, so what we're actually saying in response. Do we continue with that thought, or do we think something else? With regard to feelings, a lot of times we just identify with an emotion, so sadness, anger, or fear. But it's also important to look at physical sensations. So what's my body doing? Am I having an increased heart rate? Am my hands shaking? Am I sweating? Things like that are important to take note of as well. And then behaviors is what we do. So what are our actions? What are we actually doing every single day? And it's important to understand that all of 3 of these things influence each other and your experience. And the reason it's important is because what we're going to be doing over these next 8 weeks is learning how to change your experience. You're not always able to change a situation you're in. So it's important to know that you might have a situation and then you're going to have an experience in response to that, but no one situation causes an experience. It's how we respond to it. And so it's important to understand, how do I change my experience then? So for instance, if you hate your job, but you can't quit your job, how can I still enjoy my day-to-day without hating life every day? So what we're trying to do is change my experience within that environment. Just to give you an idea of how these might interact with each other, say you are stuck in traffic on the way to work. My automatic response to that is I'm going to be thinking I'm going to be late, I'm going to get fired, all of these things going through my mind. I might start feeling really agitated, my heart rate's going to increase, I'm going to have just be going crazy probably, very irritable, frustrated. I might start zooming in and out of cars, I might be honking, yelling, just to get to the next place. I wouldn't really say that's a great experience, but maybe on a different day, if I could change the experience and learn, maybe I have extra time in the car now to make a phone call, or can emphasize the amount of time that I have in a good way, that might change the experience. So what we're going to be doing over the next 8 weeks is learning to do just that. How can I change my experience in response to a situation that I may or may not have control over? So for this week, for your homework, I want you to work on increasing your awareness around the interaction between the 3 of these things. So what I'm going to have you do is set an alarm. You can pick 3 times a day or so that alarm might go off or remind you to check in about this. And simply document, what thoughts am I having? What physical feelings am I experiencing? And what emotional label would I put on that? And what am I doing? And the answer is never nothing. If you're sitting in bed, that's still something. So make sure that you take note of that. Just to increase awareness, we're not doing anything with it this week. We're just working on understanding that these things are always occurring throughout the day. And next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to control that. So see you next week.